absolutely. I'm Nicola Hosking, and I'm the producer.
And I'm John Foster, and I wrote the play, Fukushima, and I also artistic director of Doppleganger Productions, and Doppleganger Productions is the production company for the play. Well, Fukushima relates to the nuclear accident that happened in March 2011 when the earthquake struck northern Japan, and there was a meltdown in the reactors in the plant called Fukushima, and there was a very serious nuclear situation which devastated the actual plant itself and caused a huge amount of damage and injury, and our dramatisation is a reconstruction in part of what happened, which is probably the second worst nuclear accident in history. Chernobyl is meant to be the worst, but scientists now think that Fukushima could be worse than Chernobyl in the long term. For instance, the Pacific Ocean has virtually been destroyed through the long-term effects of Fukushima, because the actual nuclear accident is not restricted to northern Japan and Fukushima, but has spread worldwide. So seaborne radiation now affects most areas of the world because of the Fukushima accident. So the long-term effects of radiation are very serious. 300 tons of radioactive material is poured into the Pacific Ocean each day, every day, and will be for many years. They can't stop it, they can't turn it off because it's too hot. You can't even send a robot in. The robots simply melt, and obviously you can't send humans in. So it's a permanent situation, permanent contamination, and quite serious, really. People should come and see Fukushima because it's one of the great untold stories of our time, and a very important one in terms of environment and ecology, and a big warning to us that things can go very badly wrong for all of us if we allow climate change to get out of control. So it is very much focused upon one of the major issues of our day, and which you see references to every night on television. David Attenborough, Green Party, a lot of young people are very concerned about their futures and the futures of their children because of this emergency of the problem of climate change. Doppleganger. Well, Doppleganger is a company which I formed 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, this August. And the idea was, because at that time there was very little happening in Dorset Theatre, and particularly new writing, and the new writing movements in London, for instance, had been going a few years, and I was keen that we started something up where we didn't have to ask permission to put a play on, that we could just put a play on, and that's what we started doing. We started putting plays on, but also creating workshops. We have a writing workshop, Doppleganger Dialogue, which has been hugely successful, really, and that's been going. I mean, we've been doing 10 workshops a year for nearly 10 years, and a lot of people have seen their work produced, and some people have developed their work further because of the workshops. And we've also done quite a few rehearsed readings, table readings of plays and films, and we've broadened our outlook to include films and other forms. Originally Doppelganger Dialogues was purely theatre, but a lot of people were sending in film scripts and radio plays, so we broadened it to include all writing. So we now have poetry, short stories, fiction, many genre pieces, and it's got quite a following. We also have an acting studio, which are workshops in acting, and we do many rehearsed readings as well. And so it's quite a lively community production company, and we hope to continue for many a year.
It's really great, I think, for not only new writers that want to, get their material out there and just get that feedback, but it's really good as well, I think, for the actors, because they get to read this new great material, and it's just a really great two-way kind of thing, isn't it? It's a great experience, and you encourage new writing, but not only the new writing, new direction.
Yes.
Use new directors before, haven't you?
Yes.
Just emerging, creative people, which is fantastic.
Yes.
It works really well.
We have an ensemble of emerging actors who are playing in Fukushima, playing the various characters, and the actors are of different nationalities. We felt that we didn't want to have a Japanese cast because the problems of Fukushima are international, and it's an international theme, an international issue. So we wanted to have an international cast to reflect that. And occasionally the actors, the performers, will speak the dialogue in their own language, a few lines here and there. The bulk of the play will be in English, of course, but to establish this kind of international context, some of the lines will be delivered in the actor's own language, we think that that's a way of looking at the events through an international perspective, but also a futuristic perspective, because the play is not simply about what happened in 2011, but what has happened since. What are the ecological consequences of what happened up to the present day and beyond? Because the story of Fukushima is not over yet. It's a continuing drama. If you'd like to join Doppelganger, then do please email me at johnfoster37, all lowercase, at gmail.com, and I'll be delighted to send you details.
You can also find us on Facebook, so just look out for Doppelganger Dialogues, and even if you find our page, that's Doppelganger Productions, you'll see us on there as well. So just add us and have that conversation, and we'll invite you along. And no need to be nervous, because we're all we don't bite. We're all friendly, aren't we? And it's very informal and great fun. So do come along. We'd love to see you. If you'd like to come and see us at the Lighthouse, we're there on the 17th of June. It's our opening night. That's at 8 o'clock in the evening. If you want to find us online, just go to the Lighthouse website. We'd absolutely love to see you there. Really appreciate your support, so come along. It'd be great to see you.